Hey, what up? I'm back. Welcome to the Pierres. I'm Zay. This is the channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so you know when videos like this go up. If you're not new to the channel, do me two things. Like this video, share the video. And I think that's about it. Oh, and post in the comments. How's today going for you? Without further ado, let's get into it. Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, now, disclaimer. If you see me looking around, it's my cats. Sebastian and Cosmo are in here. And when those two are together, they're kind of all over the place. But anyway, here we go. The title of today's video is So Confused, Did He Actually Like Me? Should I Move On? Hi guys, so I've been talking to this guy for about three months and a half. Three and a half months, we'll just say that. The catch is, I met him a month after he ended a 2-year relationship, but apparently the relationship was over long before. Anywho, he had been casually hanging out at least once, twice a week. We never defined what we were doing, and I didn't feel right to ask because I didn't think he was ready for anything more just yet, because he had a toxic relationship with his ex. Now that, you're entitled, you have the right to ask him that. You just, since you want to confirm what you guys are, you can ask him that regardless of his past relationship, just because it's a past relationship and he said it ended a long time ago. So if you want to know what you guys are and you want to confirm it so you know subconsciously, then by all means ask the question. Next, we get along real great and he would always say how we vibe. So, well, and how we would get along so great and he'd always say how we vibe so well and how crazy comfortable he is around me. And he loved how we can talk about anything. He told all his friends about me. I've hung out with them and they really like me. And some of his family members as well, even met his mom. He would occasionally act a little cutesy in a coupley way, won't get into details. So fast forward to the end of the first week of January, we go out for food and everything is great. The next night I run into him at the bar. Long story short, he got jealous when he saw me hanging out with a group of guys. They were friends. He ignored me all night. After I leave, I get a massive amount of angry drunk texts, and he mentions how I was the only girl he was talking to, yada yada. Although he knows damn well that I haven't been talking to anyone else either, I sent him a text in the morning to get to the bottom of it, essentially. He texted later basically explaining why he acted the way he did. He had a lot of personal problems going on, which I vaguely knew about already. He apologized and said he overreacted. So we moved on, but our texts were getting less frequent the following week and we haven't hung out again. And I noticed I was initiating texts and he would just stop answering eventually. So I figured I'd let him reach out. Well, almost 3 weeks passed and no contact whatsoever. So eventually I ran into him out at a bar, but before that I ran into his friend and he made sure I knew he was there for some odd reason. And I basically asked what happened and he tells me his grandma passed away last week and that's why he has been distant. Still doesn't explain the 2 weeks before that, but maybe she was sick. I gave him my condolences. I reached out 2 days later to check in on him and he appreciated it. And that's the last time we texted. And since I've seen him out a couple of times and we'd had short normal convos like nothing ever happened, it never brings anything about us up. But he act like everything is totally fine. I catch him staring at me at the bar, especially when I get hit on. So my question is, was he trying to ghost me from the beginning, or maybe he just has a lot going on, so he's just distanced himself because he simply needed space? I think he genuinely liked me, still possibly does, and he simply just isn't ready for a relationship, which is totally understandable. But I was fine with the way things were and taking it slow, and he seemed more than fine with it as well. Also, next time I see him out, do I bring up the situation again? I just think he's not the type to initiate the convo, or he thinks I'm no longer interested because I've been acting chill about our whole situation, both during and after when we stopped talking. I just really want to get to the bottom of it because not knowing is killing me and I want closure, or should I simply move on and forget about him? All right, what's your name? I'm gonna just call you Ann. My advice to you, Ann, is honestly, he got jealous when he saw you hanging out with a group of guys. And honestly, any guy, if I'm interested in a female, you know, we're really talking heavy and I go out and see you with a bunch of guys, in my mind, it's a red flag. And I can almost speak for every guy in this situation. It's a red flag. She has too many guy friends. So you have to, first, I would say, tell him how you feel about him. That's the first thing. Because now that he's seen you at the bar with a bunch of guy friends, honestly, that's where the whole situation kind of went downhill. Everything else was fine. Once he's seen you with a whole bunch of guys, it kind of like, oh shit, let me stay away from her because she has a lot of other males in her life. And it didn't make him feel like that special someone, even though you said he was, you know? So with that, I would say reassure him, tell him, one, if you really like him. If you really want something with him and you like how you guys connect and stuff, then I would say pursue this. But if you're not really interested, then obviously I would say just leave it alone. But this is if you are interested in pursuing. I would do it face to face. Always do it face to face. Face to face so they know how serious the situation is. So I would call him, ask him to meet, and then I would tell him this. You're really interested in him and you don't want the fact that you have a lot of guy friends to offset him from you, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm using the wrong words, but you don't want that to push him away from you. The guy friends are literally nothing but guy friends. And tell him, if you're serious, tell him you are willing to drop some of your guy friends to be with him. And that statement alone will do it for him. Because he texted you angry. He was mad when he texted you when he was drunk. And a drunk man tells no lies, and that's true. He was really hurt about the situation because it's almost like his trust for you was lost because he didn't know you had guy friends. Now, every female has guy friends, every guy has female friends. That can't be helped. But you just have to reassure him that he's your number one if you want to pursue him. Just let him know he's your number one. Now, when you say that, say it in a way where if he's still interested in you, please excuse my cats, you're open and waiting for him, you know? Like, let him know, hey, I really like you. You know, I really like what we had. And ever since that bar situation happened, everything kind of went downhill. And I just want you to know, I really care about you. And those guy friends were nothing but friends. You are more important to me than them. And I'll be willing to drop them if that means getting you back. And with that, he should explain how he felt about the situation, because that is the root of the problem, you know? But hey, that's if you want to pursue it. If you don't want to pursue it, honestly, just let it go, because you're not doing anything but hurting yourself. Honestly, closure is kind of a state of mind thing, because when you get said closure, if you don't like what you get, it'll just eat your mind anyway. So I would just leave it where it's at. But anyway, call him up, ask to meet him. If he doesn't want to meet, then just text it to him. Just let him know, hey, what happened at the bar looked really, really, really wrong, but they were literally just friends to me. I've known them for so and so long. You know, they've been there for me when I was down and all this, that, and the third. Whatever story, history you have with them, explain that to him so it eases his mind, you know? Because in his mind, it's almost like, oh, there's guys, oh, one of them probably fucked her. This, like, in a guy's mind, in a situation where a female he likes is seen with a group of guys, every bad thought is nothing but bad thoughts, especially if he really likes you, you know, and he didn't know you had guy friends, then it's nothing but negative thoughts, even though it might not be the case. But that's how guys work. Same way, if a girl sees a guy with a group of girls, she's gonna a girl that likes you and you guys been talking for a while, sees you with a group of girls, she's gonna automatically assume, oh, some shit's going on, and she'll get mad. It's kind of the same way. Some people would view that as a double standard, but me as a person, I don't see double standard. I see it as fair or unfair for both races, genders, and all that. That's how that works. See how that perspective was put? So if the situation was switched, you would be mad too. Hey, he's mad and he's hurt. You just gotta address it. Just address it. And address it in a way where you're considering his feelings. Don't address it in a way where you're considering your feelings or considering how you feel about the situation. Because no, he's really sensitive about the topic, because when he was drunk, he texted you mad about it. Remember that. That's key right there. No, he's real sensitive about the topic. So tell it in an understanding way. Tell him, like, you gotta talk like, I know you saw this way, and I know you felt this way about this, but this, that, and the third, you know? But anyway, that's my advice. That's my professional, unprofessional advice. I hope you enjoyed this. Post in the comments, guys, if you've ever been in a situation like this where you guys were doing good and then out of nowhere, you guys fell out. Or one argument or one assumption occurred and you guys fell out. And how did you guys come back from that, if you came back from that? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this. And post in the comments if you've ever been in a situation related to this one and how did you get out of it. This is Zay. Love you guys. I'll holler at y'all later.